I think as it stands now, it doesn't appear like people will proceed with the march. It was actually something that was just speculating, but there was nobody coming forward to try and put together a march. And as I speak to you now, the indications are that people have decided to make do with this cabinet. This afternoon, that cabinet has been sworn in, and in his statement, Dr. Chakwera admitted that there has been public outcry over some of the appointments in cabinet, but he defended the cabinet. He had promised earlier that he was going to look into the concerns, but he instead has gone ahead to swear in the cabinet, and during his statement at the swearing in, he defended the cabinet, saying that he has appointed everyone on merit, defining merit as being that someone who has a proven track record to lead people effectively in producing results in the face of political complexity. So he believes that he's done that right, and that he never looked at family ties or where one comes from in the appointment.
So he had said he was going to consult. Did he do that consultation? And even after that, he's decided to stick with his choice?
Exactly. That's the impression we got. Early on Wednesday in the morning, he met his vice president, Dr. Zuma. And you see, these two people have given us the impression that they are talking to each other, they are talking to advisors, and they are talking to all sorts of people. Just yesterday, when hot on heels of the public outcry, he met leaders of the civil society. You will remember this group, the Human Rights Defenders Coalition, which was so vigilant in leading public protests against the Mutharika administration. Their leadership met Dr. Chakwera on his concerns about the cabinet yesterday morning. He had promised to look into the concerns, but it would appear that looking into the concerns did not necessarily mean a dissolving cabinet or replacing some members of the cabinet, but rather trying to find ways of how to explain his choice.
So my understanding is that there were at least 9 parties broadly that sort of came together under this opposition grouping, but most of the cabinet comes from just 2 parties. What are the other 7 parties that were on this coalition ticket feeling about being left out?
Well, there has been that general feeling, but look, I do not think they feel sidelined. I would like to believe it has been a consultative process. There are a majority of members from the 2 parties, like you rightly indicated, but I do not think the others would feel sidelined. Because look, everyone has the understanding that they went to the election as a coalition, but of course the basics are that the members of the coalition, really their contribution, I'd call them the smaller parties. So, the truth of the matter remains that their impact even in the coalition really, much as they have made a contribution, they have decided to withdraw their candidates, some of them, to support this coalition, it still remains their influence in the coalition is very minimal. So, one, I do not think that they would come forward to complain. That would not be warranted. But perhaps just support those who have been appointed. And by the way, it's only 30 people at this time. There are millions of people who could have wanted to be in that cabinet.
All right. So do you think this is the end of the matter, or is this something that he's going to have to continue to defend for a while?
Look, he people have not forgotten that this cabinet was not what they aspired for. People have not forgotten. But you see, Dr. Chakwera won the election on the goodwill of a majority of Malawians. And so I would like to believe that it is just based on that goodwill that they are saying, well, let's have this cabinet, let's make do with this cabinet for now, and perhaps give them a benefit of the doubt, see if they will indeed perform. But that does not mean people have forgiven, let me use that word. Yeah. People have forgiven Dr. Chakwera. They have not. They will just try to move on just out of that goodwill that they have towards the new administration. But they have not forgotten.
All right, let's talk about some of the names on that list. And one of them, Roy Kachale, who I believe is the son of former President Joyce Banda. President Chakwera at one point was suggesting that Joyce Banda ought to be investigated. So is there not a question being raised about her son being put in cabinet?
Precisely. I mean, he's one of the names that's coming out, particularly from the people raising concern at the membership or the composition of this cabinet. Roy Kachale, like you rightly put, his son to former President Joyce Banda, whose administration had come under serious question for presiding over the looting and plunder of public resources back in 2013. And so you would only agree or believe or think that, of course, her son then, Roy, wasn't so much in the limelight in frontline politics. He only came to the fold sometime later. But you see, based on those ties, it would appear that Chakwera has decided to let all that go. You rightly put, he sometime back during campaign criticized Joyce Banda for presiding over Kashket, but he seems to have let all that go and maybe just decide to forge a new Malawi where everyone can be trusted with leadership. And by the way, he has challenged them. He has given these cabinet ministers 5 months to perform or face the chop. So perhaps he's trying to bring in the new politics. He's trying to start afresh. But how far he will go, that may just be a matter of wait and see.
All right. Speaking about his critics, he said that people don't often understand the fluidity of politics, which suggests perhaps that there was a little bit more he had to consider than just merit. And it was balancing the books, those that helped him, and also the forces at play.
Quite correct. He said in his statement, actually, that not only did he look at merit, he did not consider family ties. He says he defines merit in his own way. Like I put it earlier, he says he was looking for people who have demonstrated a proven track record to lead people effectively in producing results in the face of formidable odds and political complexities. I took so much interest in political complexities. He's trying to build a new Malawi, like he promised as he went to the June 23 polls. And in trying to live up to his promises during campaign, he says, look, we have political complexities to manage. Yes, we have state affairs, we have the heart and the mind of the people at heart. But look, all of this will have to be done by a political administration. To me, this cabinet takes care of the political complexities. He's looked at who are the people that have stood with him this far. He's looked at who are the people he can trust so far. Because mind you, this coalition only came together just weeks to an election. And really, you can't know who to trust, if I may say. And so he's tried to put into cabinet people that appear to have been so close to him, people that he can trust this far, and perhaps, perhaps see how that turns out after the 5 months.